Hello, everybody. Welcome to our post-Halloween party. I'm Marnie Ginsberg, and this is Reading Simplified. Welcome, Lisa, Shannon, Rodora, Holly. We're so glad you all are here. So, I promised you a little party with our candy. We've got leftovers. We've got a lot of leftovers. Show them the leftovers. We didn't have very many visitors. Did you guys have very many visitors? Sorry about that. That's a bummer, right? And I've got my helper today because she is a candy expert. And the reason that we're going to use this candy is that we're going to be learning about phonemic awareness and phonics. Because guess what? A lot of us don't know very much about it, but we can solve most of that problem here tonight. And we're also going to have some fun with some games. I'm going to quiz you, and I'm also going to be giving some freebies. One freebie everyone will get if they stay on till the end, and then a few freebies will be dependent on how many shares we get. So I'll show you how that's all going to play out in a few minutes. Let me tell you a story though first. In 1994, a researcher was working with some graduate students who were teachers, and she was going to teach them about the language basis for reading. And she discovered that they were very poor in their knowledge of phonemic awareness and phonics, even though they taught that to beginning readers and struggling readers. So she was kind of surprised by that, as were other researchers. So based on what this researcher found, many, many more researchers kept investigating this to see if this was the thing. Do teachers of reading really understand the fundamentals of reading, of the beginning layers of it, particularly those decoding things? So if you're just tuning in, we're so glad you're here. We're having our post-Halloween candy party, so it's heavy for her. We're going to take it down soon. So I want you to say hi and tell us what your favorite candy is, okay? Put it in the comments. Let me hear from you. What's your favorite candy? We're going to have a lot of fun tonight, but we're also going to be learning some things using the candy that we've got, okay? So it'll be even more fun if you share what your candy is. What candy's your favorite? Which candy can you not resist? I had a few too many of these. Can you guess what these are? So what's your favorite candy? Let me hear from you, and we can maybe start off our party with that. Hi, Melody. Oh, the pink starburst.
We've got the red too.
Oh, cool. We've got the red starburst. That's a good one. So if we were to take the word starburst, what would the sounds be in starburst? Oh, she found your favorite, Melody. Sorry, we can't share it. We'll just send it through the Facebook airwaves. So what would be the sounds in starburst? S, t, r, b, s, t. So seven separate sounds or phonemes in the word starburst. So let me hear from you guys who are just coming in. What's your favorite candy? We're going to play some games with these candies. We're going to learn some phonemic awareness and phonics, and so we won't be one of the statistics. I was telling a story earlier about how a researcher discovered that her students, graduate students who taught reading, weren't very good at phonemic awareness and phonics. And then other researchers kept investigating this and found out it was very rampant, actually. And I think it's because we don't get taught that way in the last 20, 30 years to learn to read ourselves. And then also in our graduate courses and our undergraduate courses, we don't get taught this way. I didn't, and I had a master's and I had a reading specialist license, and I didn't actually even learn that much of it from classes at my doctorate. So it's kind of a rampant issue. So we're going to resolve a lot of that tonight, and we're going to do it with this candy. So pop in with your comment of your favorite candy. I want to hear from you. And I also have an offer for you guys. If we get 7 shares of this Facebook Live, I will be drawing one out of every 7 shares, one name of someone who has shared it, for free Steal It games, 7 different versions. So a Steal It game is a great way to learn the long vowels and other advanced phonics. So you'll get a Steal It game for the A sound, a Steal It game for the O sound and all its spellings, a Steal It game for the E sound and all its spellings. So 7 different Steal It games for whoever gets drawn out of the hat, so to speak, if we get 7 shares of this Facebook Live. So if you can share this out and we hit the magic number 7, then I will be drawing a name for that 7 Steal It games. And if we get
all this candy?
Or maybe all the candy. Which do you prefer? Hey, Lisa, glad you're here. I'm going to let my assistant rest. She's been working hard, but look how much extra candy we got. How about you guys? Our neighborhood just didn't eat as much candy, didn't come to our door as much as we'd hoped. So the other thing is anyone who stays on for 20 minutes today, at the end when we're going to wrap up at this party, I will be giving the name of the Steal It website where you can get at least one Steal It game, the O sound. So if you haven't gotten that from me before, then you can stay on to the end to get that. So everyone who participates tonight gets at least that. And then we're going to have some other prizes. So if I hear some more candies, we can pick some winners. But there's another way that we can pick some winners. Let's first start talking about phonemic awareness. We already did a little demo with Starburst. Each phoneme is the most fundamental sound of a letter. So that's
A-R.
You can better believe that my children learned a lot about phonemic awareness in this household. So it wouldn't be the st as a unit. That's not the most fundamental unit. St is actually 2 sounds. So that's not phonemic. That is not the fundamental individual sound basis. So with that definition of phonemic or individual sounds, let's start breaking it apart. As soon as you guys share with me your candies, my helper will help us with the phonemic awareness. But let's start at the easiest level, especially if we just take the first sound in Kit Kat. Now, what are the phonemes in Kit Kat? The first person to tell us how many phonemes are in Kit Kat, I'll pick for a prize. Kit Kat. Let's just do Kit Kat. Hi, Gina. We're glad you're here.
Twix.
Oh, Twix is a good one. We're going to get to that soon, Susanna. Thank you. This used to be my favorite till I had to go gluten-free.
Same.
So, Joanne, she got it. So we're going to get a prize for you. Make sure I get that to you, Joanne, maybe through Facebook Messenger. Kit? What are the sounds in Kit?
It.
Okay. And if we did the whole thing, the whole word, it would be?
It. At.
Yep. 6 sounds. So, Tara Sue, you're right. And way to go, Melody. So that is the easiest level, phonemically speaking. Particularly the word kit. 3 sounds. That's easiest to segment. It. It's easiest to blend. It. Kit is the word. And it's easiest to manipulate. Change kit into sit. So those are the 3 most important phonemic awareness skills that make for a good decoder. And so it's easier to start here at this level. But what's the next level up? This one is a little harder. And we're going to get to your favorite, Susanna, Twix, in a minute. Dots. How many sounds are in dots? Okay, let's do it. Dots. So it's 4 sounds. It's slightly harder than Kit and Kit Kat, but it's not as hard as Twix because the TS, the combined consonants or the consonant clusters are at the end of the word, and so it's easier to perceive. It's easier to segment. It's easier to blend. Dots. It's easier to manipulate. Dot. I don't know what dot could be turned into. But anyway. Dot. Gots. Okay, now let's go to Susanna's favorite, Twix. So what are the sounds, ma'am?
X.
And how many are there actually?
X.
Okay, I'm kind of tricking my young helper. I'm definitely giving dots to pot. Thank you, Susanna. Dots to pots. Great. I don't know. I couldn't think of that. Good job. Okay, Twix is actually a tricky one. I said it would probably be the next category, but it's a little harder. Can you guys figure out what is the missing sound? It's actually not 4 sounds. Joanne, you are right. You're winning all the prizes tonight. Why is there 5 sounds in Twix? I'm blowing her mind. Tell me the sounds.
Ooh, X.
Oh, what was that last one you just said?
Oh, an extra little S.
Uh-huh. How many sounds are in x? How many sounds are in that letter? 2. That's a trick. So most consonants, duh, they're just one sound, but Twix is actually, because it has the X, is 2 sounds. So it should look like this if you were to write the pronunciation.
One second.
Not very good teacher writing there. But you see, this is the x. That's right, Joanne. Lisa got it right. The x. Uh-huh. You guys got it. Okay, so you're all over it. So this one is harder than dots because there is the TW at the beginning. Have you noticed that that's harder for kids to blend or manipulate? Let's see. How do you think the milk duds would fall? Let's just take milk. Is milk easier or harder than Twix? Is milk, for phonemically speaking? Milk, Twix. Okay, what do you guys think? Which is harder phonemically from a sound base, segmenting, blending, manipulating? Milk versus Twix. Milk is easier, right, Susanna? You guys are 100% students because the LK is at the end of the word, and that's easier to perceive. Do you guys notice how little well, close, Melody. Lisa thinks it's easier. Susanna, that's right. You notice how kids say funny things like spaghetti when they, instead of saying spaghetti, they say paschetti. They can't get that beginning consonant cluster to come out, and it's actually somewhat similar in the reading trajectory. Okay, we need to boogie along. Any more favorite candies? Because we'll just pop right into your favorite candy and go over that one. But also, if you didn't catch the beginning, we are giving away a special, very large prize, 7 Steal It games, 7 PDFs of a game called Steal It, which is great for teaching advanced phonics. If we reach 7 shares of this live, okay? When we get to 7 shares, I will draw a name, and someone who has shared will get that Steal It game, that whole collection. And if you stay tuned till the end, you'll get at least 1 Steal It game for the O sound. Okay, let's do this one. Let's give a prize for who comes up with crunch. Just do crunch, not Nestle. Don't tell them, okay? How many sounds are in crunch? She's thinking. Don't give away with your face, your facial expression. Crunch. Is it harder? And we could think about how does it compare phonemically than as compared to Twix? And you may be wondering, why do I even care? Susanna, let's see. Did she get it? Tell me, my friend. Go. No. Yep, Susanna's got the fastest finger or the fastest Facebook Live connection. Way to go. We've got several of you, Tara Sue, Melody, and Lisa. And Joanne, you're all coming in, and that's great. You guys are picking this up, or you may already be the experts. That's why you like this subject. The reason that this even matters, why does this matter? So why does this matter? When you're picking out words for your students who are struggling, or you're planning texts, do you notice the phonemic properties of those words? In other words, are there a lot of words like this with adjacent consonants at the beginning and the end? Krr and ch. That's harder to blend by a long shot than something as simple as kit, and even harder maybe than Twix, because there's more sounds in crunch. Well, not more sounds, more phony, more letter sounds. So that's one reason. The other thing is if your student makes a blending error, it's important that you notice, it's probably a blending issue. If they say, they look at crunch and they drop out the r and they say cunch, and instead of telling them to figure out, does that make sense? Because they probably are trying to make sense. Most kids are, if you're giving them support of their sound symbol decoding, then just point to the missing sound and say, well, don't forget this, and have them blend as you read again. crunch. Blend as you read is the key to solving the problem when kids drop or add phonemes at the beginning or ends of words, or at the beginning or ends of different syllables. And if you don't know what that is, then go to readingsimplified.com/start-here, and you can find out about Blend as you read by looking for the Read It activity. Okay, so are we getting those shares? Because I definitely want to award a winner. And any more candies, favorite candies? I'd love to hear from you guys if you have a favorite candy. And
I've
then
got like 10.
Which one is yours?
Probably Milk Duds.
Okay, we've done those already. If you didn't catch on earlier, we did her two favorites. Starburst is st-r-b, st, 7 phonemes, seven sounds. Okay, we've got to move on because the party's halfway over. Let's do Swedish. That's a mouthful. Okay, are you ready? Go. How many sounds in Swedish? Well, I'm gonna really have to think about that. Don't tell.
I'm not.
Swedish.
That's really hard.
And if you keep sharing, we're going to have that winning Steal It game given out at least once. Maybe we'll give it out many times. And let me hear from you if you got favorite 6 from Lisa. That was pretty fast.
3 6s.
Okay, let's check Swedish. Is she right, my friend? Uh-huh. 6.
I was just Swedish. Okay.
Except that I think she said a t when she meant d. S, e, d, I, sh. Swedish. We've got a lot of agreement. All right. You guys are rock stars. So that is phonemic awareness, noticing the individual sounds in words. This is huge for blending. It's huge for solving a lot of decoding problems, not just at the one syllable level, but also when we get to the multi-syllable level, like this oldie. Does anybody get these? Crackle. There's 2 chunks. Hi, Lena. We're glad you're here. 2 chunks of sounds, two syllables. And so that's even harder. And so the more precise the student is with their phonemic manipulation, phonemic blending, then the easier things like this multi-syllable words will be for them to read. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is phonics, okay? Because that's another important aspect. So let's see if I can bring up the file that I wanted to show you. This is our Streamline Pathway. Many of you know about this pathway. This moves a student from the easier levels, level 1, hi Curleen, to level 12. That is all that it takes for the most part for most kids to become fluent, going through these 12 levels, okay? This is the Streamline Pathway, particularly for kindergartners. So we have at level 1, A and I. That's when you introduce the short vowels A and I. So we might put Kit Kat perfectly there, right? Because Kit Kat is the 3-sound word and it's got the short I and the short A. And then we've got level 2, which is O and E. And we've got level 3, which adds in the U. And we keep building the short vowels, that knowledge set. And then at level 4, we've got some of these less frequent consonant digraphs, and as well as the AR spelling and the OR spelling. So let's think about where would crunch go in terms of just short vowels on our Streamline Pathway. It would go here, level 3, although it's kind of advanced because it's more than 3 sounds. Now let's think about York. Where does York belong? Okay. Tell me what level on the Streamline Pathway. I don't know if it's big enough for you guys to see it if you don't have a copy of it in front of you. York. The sounds in York are
E, or.
So we've got 3 sounds, but where would it go on our Streamline Pathway? Don't forget to share, because if we get to 7 shares, we will get to draw 1 winner to get 7 different Steal It games for 7 different advanced phonics sounds.
That would be a big prize.
And guess what? The other thing that goes there, Lisa, I agree with you. 4. She is a pro. What else goes there? The star and starburst. because the or in York, the OR is most often very predictable. That's right. Oh, close, Susanna. It's a little higher. Not quite. Yes, Tara, with burst, Tara Sue, the in burst would be level 10, but the R in star and York would be at level 4. The reason that that's different is because this Streamline Pathway is sound based. So at level 10, way up here, that's just the sound and it's not all the variations on the R controlled pattern, whereas AR, as in park, it's pretty predictable. It's usually AR, it's usually R, and just like the or in York, it's pretty much always one sound. Oh, Sally, I'm so glad you're saying that. That's great. And if you have a favorite candy, let us know so we can use your candy. Okay, so that's great, you guys. You're doing a good job. So now let's continue on. Hersheys can go in 2 places. Hersheys. You have to remember how to spell it. Hersheys. Where would Hersheys go? It could go in 2 places on our Streamline Pathway. Would you pick level? She's thinking. Hersheys. I'm going to go ahead and tell you so that we can expedite, but you keep guessing. The E in Hersheys, EY, would go with level 6, although it's kind of advanced because it's not a frequent spelling, so it's not even on our kindergarten list. That's right, Lisa, 6 and 10. The in Hersheys is the sound, so we teach it later. So the reason that this progression is important, first of all, it streamlines our job as a teacher or a parent or a tutor. Also, it helps to really quickly consolidate our knowledge of phonics. And then when you see words in books, you can quickly analyze how hard it is. So let's think about Mike and Ike. Phonemically speaking, Mike is actually pretty easy, right? How many sounds are in Mike?
I.
So there's only 3 sounds in Mike. Phonemically speaking, this is easy. Hi, Nits. But as far as phonics is concerned, it's got that separated I sound, and we teach the I sound at level 8. Suzanne, it may be kind of hard to see because it's so small. Maybe I can increase this. Oh, there we are. Yeah, see the I at level 8. So we would have already taught for a week level 5, the O sound, and we would have taught level 6, the E sound, level 7, the A sound, and then we can get to Mike and Ike and teach that with other I sounds. Like the I in try and light. Okay, so Reeses, I don't even know if I'm going to spell it right. Double E, right, at the beginning? Double E. So that would go here at level 6.
I know my candy.
What's your favorite candy? Share with us if we haven't heard from you. Now I have there's one that I had, but I actually ate it. It was Payday. Payday, and then I've got this one too, Raisinets. They would go in the same place, right? They would go right here in level 7 as far as their phonics knowledge to teach that target A sound, the A in Raisinets, or the 2 A's in Payday. Now, Raisinets is harder because it's a multi-syllable word. Well, Payday is too. Okay, Joanne gave us a good one. Ooh, Snickers. And I don't even have a Snickers example out here. But we all can imagine Snickers. Okay, Snickers is 2 syllables, right? What are the syllables or the chunks? Snick. The whole syllables. Like the chunk. Snick. Okay, so those are the 2 chunks. So we know that's already harder. But the snick is kind of easy from a phonics perspective because it's just that short I. We would have already covered that down here at the beginning. We'll get to that. Reeses, awesome. You know how to spell it, Lisa. It's her dog's name. That's so cool. So Snickers, the first chunk is easier from a phonics perspective, right? Because it's short I. But the snick is kind of hard because it's got those 2 consonants at the beginning. Let's do the sounds in snick. Okay, so it's 4 sounds. And then the second chunk is ers. And it's harder from a phonics perspective because it's got that spelling. But as far as sounds, it's just 2 sounds, right? What are the sounds in ers? Actually, is it or Snickers. It's a Z sound. The letter S is often Z at the end of words. So how about mounds? Where would we stick mounds from a phonics perspective? From phonics, mounds would go up here at the owl at number 11. Now, but is it hard phonemically? It's a little hard because there's 3 consonants at the end. The end is S. Okay, let's hear the sounds in mounds.
Ow.
Close.
Mound.
And what's the last sound actually in mounds? Mounds. It's a Z.
Mounds.
Tricked her again. It's the S in the ends, and is often at the end of words when it's plural, is Z. 11, I agree with you, Lisa. Mounds goes in level 11. Okay, you guys are rocking it. How about Rollo? That one's got 2. Rollo. It's got the same spelling, which is nice, but it's got it twice. So phonemically speaking, even though it's 2 syllables, 2 chunks, it's pretty simple, right? It's just 2 sounds in each chunk. R-O-L-O. Rollo. And that O spelling is a very common O spelling, like the O in go. So that would go here at level 5. So that is giving you a little bit of basis of thinking about the phonemic properties of words, which is helpful for when you're selecting words to teach for word work or selecting books for guided reading. It's also helpful to know these kinds of things so you can coach kids through their errors. So if the child reads the word milk as mick, then you want to point to that missing sound that they dropped out. Well, don't forget that oh, go back and put the sounds together. Mole. Ooh, turtles, Alita. That's like gourmet Halloween candy. Okay, how many chunks are in turtles? No, chunks. Chunks sound like syllables.
Turtles.
Okay, she wants to break it up. Turtles. And if you don't know how to break up a word, or your students don't, then here's the chin trick. Put your hand underneath your chin, and every time your chin drops, it's because you're saying a vowel, and every syllable has a vowel. So turtles has 2 chunks or 2 syllables. You can say your names that way and play that game. Patty, Alita, 3 chunks. Lisa, Joanne. Okay, you got it? And knits, if I'm saying your name right, it's just dropping my chin once. Knits. Okay.
That's why sometimes counts as a vowel, maybe. Because like...
Oh, yeah. Sometimes
Sally.
Sally. Very good. You're totally right. Okay. You guys have hung on, and I am so impressed with what you've learned or what you already know. Either way, this is pretty impressive what you are demonstrating here. Way to go. There is more information about this topic and actually a quiz if you haven't already tried it. I linked it out to those of you who are on my emails list this morning, and you can go to readingsimplified.com, and the first post you'll see is a little more information about why this silly stuff is actually that big of a deal, and also there's a quiz there. You can see how you did. You can do
quizzes.
Good. Do you want to take it? And if you've already taken it, maybe you want to take it again after this training and see if it is easier. Okay, Joanne gave us a trick one. Okay, Fruit Loops. And the FR is the harder because it's at the beginning, and loops, oops. The PS is also hard, but not as hard as the FR. And then the ooh and fruit is the same ooh as in the R level 12. And do they spell Fruit Loops wrong like that? I don't know. I haven't bought Fruit Loops in a while, so.
The other thing that got me kind of confused earlier was like the word donut.
Oh, yes.
And how that's spelled.
Donut is often spelled wrong, D-O-N-U-T. Or maybe it's even entered the dictionary as being acceptable. Okay, so go to readingsimplified.com to learn more about phonemic awareness and phonics so that you guys are strong at this, and take the quiz, take it once, take it twice, get really good at that, and see how this sensitivity of yours makes a difference for when you catch readers' errors. Because when they make an error, are you attuned to them in a way that can give them the coaching that makes them successful to solve the problems on their own? And I promised that if we got 7 shares, or for every 7 shares, I'd give out 7 Steal It games. So that's still in play. If you catch this later, I'll keep this promise for maybe another week. This is going to keep going out there in Facebook land. So every 7 shares we get, I will draw a name to give out 7 Steal It games to help kids learn the advanced phonics sounds. And the other thing I promised was everyone who's here gets to get one free Steal It game. So here, listen up for this web address. readingsimplified.com/site-word-game. So the hard part is after readingsimplified.com, you got to do a /, then type site, the correct spelling of seeing, site-word-game. Okay?
Write it down, everybody.
And this will be here, so if you couldn't catch it quickly, then you can write it down. That's just a little bonus for you guys for participating. I said I was giving away games. I've got to definitely give away some things to Joanne for being really quick early on. We'll check with the shares, and we have another challenge. Susanna wants us to tackle candle. What are the chunks in candle, my friend?
Candle.
You drop your chin twice.
Candle.
What are the sounds in can?
N.
And the sounds in dull. Yep, so it's d-ol. The L-E is very common as ol. It's just another spelling for old. All right, you guys. Anything else that you have as outstanding questions? I'm game, either right now or later on. We'll be talking in the comments. So I'm so glad that you're here. Hopefully that you haven't been eating too much candy along with me, and so that you don't feel unhealthy. But you might want to play this game with some kids and challenge them phonemically. It's great for them to see it, but maybe you just say, oh, I've got a Kit Kat. Can you write the sounds and say them as you try it? And really emphasizing them getting the correct representation of each sound. That's super important. The second thing is, will they get the phonics right? For instance, if they spell Hersheys, H-E-R-S-H-E-S or E-E-S, that's actually pretty good. They captured all of the sounds. They perceived all of the sounds, if I spelled that close to right. And just knowing that the E-Y is the particular spelling of Hershey, that's pretty tricky. And so that's the second layer. But the first layer that we want everyone to get is are they representing each sound accurately with something that's fairly reasonable? Hi, Diane. We're glad you're here. Okay, our last bonus one more prize, and then we'll sign off. Tootsie Roll. Let's just tackle Tootsie, okay? The first one to tell me the number of sounds in Tootsie wins. Okay, no worries, Diane. Better late than never, as they say. How many sounds are in Tootsie? Don't tell them. Don't tell. And we will give out another prize for that. I've got to figure out what that is. Okay, great. Alita's going to hit the candy aisle after the fact and help her kids tack words. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Probably want to do it at the end of the day in case some gets surreptitiously eaten. Alita says 5. Diane was the first one at 5. Is she right? We're going to have to think about it. Tell me the sounds in Tootsie, my friend.
E.
Okay, I'm going to do it double up. Okay, we got a lot of 5s. I think you guys are right. E. The I-E in Tootsie. E is 2 letters, but it's just 1 sound. 5 sounds. You guys are rock stars. Congratulate yourself. Share this out or tag a friend and have fun with your kids. And be alert for how this kind of mindset about phonemic awareness and phonics will help you with your teaching your students better word attack strategies. Bye for now.